Hi, we are installing the Vickers Tactical +2 magazine base plate extensions for a Glock 43. In the end, we're going to end up with magazines that look kind of like that, which, if you compare it to the stock factory magazine, lighting's not great. One second. Okay, which, if we compare this to the factory magazines, is going to extend out a bit more. This has an extended Pierce baseplate. Anyways, what you need, in addition to the extension kit, warning to be installed by a professional, whatever. These were $16 from the Glock store, if anyone's curious on pricing. For tools, we need a Glock disassembly tool. Honestly, a generic punch would work. You might even be able to get away with just a pair of needle nose pliers if you don't mind scratching things. A little scrap. You can use tape. This is just going to be to avoid scratching the magazine bottom. And a clamp. Now, you can sort of use pliers for this, but this is just so much more convenient. So initially we need to get the existing base plate off. Now, these, if you look really close in there, I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up. There's a little bump sticking out on the magazine that clicks into the base plate, and you also have a spring-loaded, my lighting's horrible. You can see a little dot there that's spring-loaded, it pushes in. So, what we need to do, we're going to wrap the magazine with our paper towel, put the clamp loosely around all of that, lined up roughly with those little tabs. There we go. So about there. And I'm not compressing it yet. I'm just getting a little tight. Yeah, about there. Okay, I'm pressing it a little bit. Take your disassembly tool, hit that little pin in the magazine. This is going to be annoying. We're just going to drop the camera down a little. And push that pin in. There's a little plate on the inside. Push that in. Tighten this to squeeze down the magazine body. And then this whole thing should slide forward. Disassembly is kind of the hardest part. Okay. Squeeze this a lot more than that. Okay, there we go. Now, when you slide the base plate off, you got to be careful because this is under spring pressure and there's an extra piece. You see the little black plastic thing underneath. So we're going to push that down and slide the base plate off. Lighten this up to remove tension from the magazine body. That little piece comes out, and then our spring comes out. Now we are going to reuse this, and it's worth noting the spring kind of sticks up at the back on the bottom, and this sticks up at the front on the top. So we're going to reuse this, and it just kind of pulls off. So open the new base plate. Oh, now you can probably see those little tabs I mentioned. If you look towards the front, there's a little tab there, and that tab actually pops in to that little hole on the magazine base plate. In addition to, it's kind of got a lip there that this base plate slides onto. So they're kind of over-engineered. So let's take our magazine follower, stick that on the new spring, kind of from the side, and it should sort of click in. There we go. Put that in. The Vickers magazines come with an extra power spring because it's going to be pushing 2 extra rounds in. Okay. Push that all the way down into the magazine, and then we're sliding the base plate on from the front. It's not going to go all the way on. That's annoying. So we're going to need to compress it again to get those tabs out of the way. Now you want to be a little careful. Obviously you don't want to compress it too much and crack your magazine. Also, when this is compressed, this plate won't actually fit down nicely. So that's why you get it just a little tension. Then we push this all the way down. A little less tension. Down more. This is one of those jobs where it would be really easier if you had an extra 6 hands. Push it down. Slide that on a little from the front. Okay, good there. It's under enough tension that this slide over those tabs. Everything clicked in. Leave the tension there. And then we have an extension that holds an extra 2 rounds. And this is slightly, fix the camera. This is slightly longer than what you get with a regular +1 extension, or +0 pinky extension. This is the purest version. You can see it just comes down there to give you place for your hand. With the Vickers tactical version, gives you an extra 2 rounds. Now, yes, that makes the gun longer. And I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, why do that to a 43 when you could just get a 43X that instead of holding 6 or 8 rounds, holds 10 in a slightly longer overall gun factor. And a couple of reasons. First off, the 43X, and yes, this is my wife's, wasn't on the market when I bought this. I've had this gun for quite a few years. Second thing is I'll frequently pocket carry this, And in a pocket holster, you want that really short grip, otherwise it gets in the way of your draw. So if I'm pocket carrying this, I'm going to be carrying it with actually the flush base plate and just dealing with the fact that my pinky doesn't have a good place to go. Because when I'm out hiking, backpacking, and I've got a backpack on with a hip belt, pocket carry is kind of the only way to go. For on-body carry, you can't really just put it inside the waistband holster because your backpack hip belt is going to be pushing into that. Which is kind of the nice thing about the 43 instead of the 43X for those situations. And then now, let's actually line these up side by side. Grab the top. Oh, that's interesting. With the extension, the 43 with the +2 base plate is actually slightly longer. No, granted, there's no mag in the 43X, but it's also slightly skinnier. Frankly, if I was going to buy a new gun and I wasn't worried about pocket carry, get the 43X. Since I am pocket carrying this a lot, the 43 has that advantage that you can take it down to a 6-round flat magazine. Or you can, as we just demonstrated, go with the +2 base plate and get the extra room on the grip. And this is still kind of a slightly bobtail cut, so it doesn't print as much as it would be if this was straight across. And now I need to do one more magazine. We'll speed this up. You do want to look through here and make sure that plastic base piece is all the way up. Oh, one other advantage of these that I haven't seen much talk about is they actually have a lip on the edge of the magazine. I'll demonstrate without a gun. It's got a slight lip that sticks out that's textured. So if you hit your mag release and the mag doesn't come all the way out, you have that extra little lip to grab and pull it out. So that's kind of nice. Okay, I hope it was helpful. I'm gonna go eat lunch.